I'd like to introduce Olga Stanojlović, MBE, who's the head of the Serbian Council of Great Britain, and she'll say a few words about Serbian Month, and then I'll introduce the festival.
Yeah, I won't keep you long, but I just wanted to let you know that this is the 17th Serbian Month in Great Britain. It's a festival that's held during the course of February and the beginning of March, and it aims to showcase the art and culture of Serbs in Britain and Serbia. And so this year we've got the theme of Serbian culture, in particularly focusing on literature and films. And so we're really pleased that in this month we've got the first Serbian Film Festival organised by Mina, and I'll hand over to him. If I can just say, we do a catalogue to accompany the month, and if anyone wants to buy it, because we do all this, we have to sell it because we haven't got any funding for the festival. It's £15, but I can show you afterwards. So I'll hand over to Mina.
Thank you very much, Olga. Thank you everyone for attending. It's a pleasure to introduce the festival. So my name is Dr. Mina Radovic. I'll say a few words just shortly because I want you really to see the film. But I'll just say a few words about the festival myself and also what its intention is, and I really do hope you enjoy it. So yeah, my name is Dr. Mina Radovic. I'm here, I'm a film historian, philologist, curator, FIAF-trained archivist. I completed my PhD actually here at the University of London. I've run the charitable organization, non-profit, Liberating Cinema, for about, since 2019 officially. It's a charity, but since 2015 it has been present at British universities. Initially I started it at the University of St Andrews, and then since 2019 as a charity in its own right. The aim of the organization is representation, restoration, exhibition of world cinema heritage. And as part of my work, both in my research, curation, and festival work, and archival work, one of the big things has been speaking about Serbian and Yugoslav cinema on a world stage. To this end, I've done several key landmark retrospectives, some of them being including the Museum of Modern Art in New York, Anthology Film Archives, as well as the Fondazione Cineteca Bologna e il Cinema Ritrovato in Italy. And these have been key in terms of giving exposure to some of these key works of world cinema and of course Yugoslav cinema. And I hope, and in this context, this relationship that started with Serbian Council that has been so important, it's about bringing cultures together, bringing cultural relations, understanding, and dialogue. So my idea with this, that's run in a way through Liberating Cinema, is this first edition of the Serbian Film Festival UK. And the idea is to bring both the very best of Serbian cinema to the UK, but also to bring British filmmakers in the UK into dialogue with Serbia, but also, again, to journey through cultural relations between Serbia and the United Kingdom. To this end, I also invite you, and I will also say thanks to everyone who made this festival possible, but I would like to highlight also in the catalogue, there's a text that I wrote that I think you would like and find quite useful in this context, called The King and the Cameraman, 120 Years of Serbian Cinema and Serbian-British Cultural Relations Through Film. Because actually, as it turns out, one of the first films shot on the Balkan Peninsula, and the oldest surviving film about the Serbian people was shot by Englishmen. So again, a nice moment of cultural relations that started and goes back to early cinema. This festival, I'd like to now say a few thanks, and then tell you about the film you'll see tonight, and also the structure of the festival. So the Serbian Film Festival, as I said, its aim is also to bring the history of Serbian cinema, of Yugoslav cinema heritage, to you and into dialogue both with contemporary filmmakers, contemporary filmmaking practices, new directions in cinema, and to bring you also into dialogue with the filmmakers themselves. I'd like to thank Serbian Council of Great Britain, Serbian Month, Olga Stanojlović, MBE, Maja Jordan, Ivan Miletić, and all the colleagues of the Serbian Council who have supported the festival. I'd also like to thank Lazar Vuković, Wolf Entertainment, who has also sponsored the festival. I'd like to thank our airline sponsor, Air Serbia, as well as all the production companies, distributors, who have allowed us to show these great films, both from classics to contemporaries. These include the Yugoslav Cinematheque in Belgrade, Delta Video, Avila Film Way, Spas, Ison Film Productions, Archangel Digital, as well as Alexandria Film. A little bit about the structure and finally the film. We'll have two screenings tonight. This screening is now of the classic film 3, which I'll say the final words about. And then the next screening is at 8:30 of another great classic, Tito and Me. Tomorrow we'll have two contemporary films. One is called The Service by Andrzej Szepetkovski, one of the most acclaimed Serbian actors of his generation, and this is his directorial debut, which is remarkable, and Andrzej is sitting right there. So he's with you in watching this film. And it's a pleasure to have him. He just arrived today, and this is, if I may say, his first time in London, I believe, which we're welcome to the UK. And this is one of the things about the festival, also bringing into dialogue, bringing new experiences and really wonderful conversations that I think this can begin. So Andrzej is here, as well as also another colleague who'll be arriving later tonight, Hadži Aleksandar Đurović, who directed the film Across in the Desert, about the life of Saint Paraskeva, which you will see tomorrow night. And finally, on Sunday, we will close with the film The Cavalry of Serbia, 85th Anniversary, which is a film about the Great War, essentially the definitive document about the Great War and the Serbian perspective and the experience during the Great War. And what's interesting about that final film is also the way in which it talks about this, again, key moment of Serbian-British cultural relations in the modern context, and that's in the Great War and the Allied relationship between Serbia and Britain, and that history, both military history, cultural history, and also film history. So this is the only screening that won't be taking place here, but in the UK's only documentary cinema, Bertha Dock House in Bloomsbury. That will be at 3:30 on Sunday. All other screenings will be here at Finsbury Park. And so I hope you enjoy the films. I hope you can join us and make this festival a wonderful and really exciting event, which I think will be for everyone.